5D. In reference to sex abuse, 505, total went from 1 to 2 over the last 30 days. 506 had 1 in the previous and this past 30 days. And 507 went from 0 to 2. In reference to assault with dangerous weapons, 505 increased from 10 to 3. 506 increased from 6 to 12. 507 decreased from 13 to 10. In reference to robberies, over the last 30 days, comparison, 505 decreased from 9 to 3. 506 remained at 8 in both time spans. And 507 went from 6 to 9. So overall, in regards to violent crime, 505 has seen a decrease from 22 violent crimes to 8. 506 has gone from 15 to 21. And 507 from 20 to 22. In reference to property crimes, which would include burglary, car thefts, theft from autos, and your regular thefts, 505 as a total has gone from 57 to 58. The most, dramatic decrease was the motor vehicle theft from 9 to 5. I'm sorry, in reference to burglary also, it went from 1 to 4. 506 in reference to burglary went from 1 to 7. And total property crimes went from 73 to 85. For 507, the most dramatic decrease would be the burglaries from 14 to 4, and motor vehicle theft from 11 to 7, and a total of 55 to 41.
Can you repeat that, please?
507?
Yes, please.
That would be burglaries went from 14 to 4, motor vehicle theft from 11 to 7, and as a total property crimes went from 55 to 41.
Thank you.
Overall crime, which would include property crimes and violence, 505 is down from 79 to 66. 506 is up from 88 to 106. And 507 is down from 75 to 63.
You said for violent crimes?
That's for both crimes combined, violent crimes and property crimes. I'm going to give a few safety tips. I'm sorry. Oh, one minute, okay. Yeah, in reference to the burglaries, since that seems to be our main problem with 5D, just remember to treat your rear doors just like you do your front doors. Make sure your front doors are locked. Make sure the back doors are locked. In a lot of cases, also the windows. A lot of cases they just simply open the doors, open the windows. Okay, make it way too easy for the criminals out there. So make sure you secure your houses. Store your bikes inside if you can, if it's not too much of an inconvenience. Been a lot of bike thefts. Make sure you remove all valuables from your vehicles. And in reference to assault with dangerous weapons, just make sure you remain vigilant while you're walking out there in the streets. Especially don't have two earphones in your ears, loud volume. You just have one removed from your ear, just so you know what's going on around you. Anybody have any questions? Concerns?
The one violent crime that you noted for 507, can you give us an address and just very brief details?
You said for which violent crime?
50, you said there was one violent crime in the last 30 days for PSA 507.
No, I didn't say one.
You did. You did.
I'll have to get back to you in a second. I don't have any answers.
We're going to talk about that, but let me also note that we're noticing the difference, and my constituents really appreciate it. We've had work with Narcotics and Special Investigations Division, and my constituents really appreciate what you all are doing. I appreciate it, so keep up the good work. I've been spending some weekends up in Pennsylvania lobbying for my presidential candidate, and when I come back, you all are on it. I came back this past Saturday night, you know, we had the Starburst well secured, safe and clean, and I saw you positioned throughout the community today, and I'm very pleased about that, and I'm hearing good things from my constituents.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Jenkins. Next up, as we are a little bit behind, we're going to quickly, Commissioners, move to our single-member district reports. Again, please ask you to keep this to 1 minute per report. Back to you, one.
I'm going to pass mine because my presenters are here tonight, so pass.
Thank you, Chief. My update will be quick. We had a very successful walkthrough and single-member district meeting last month. We're doing another one again later this month as there's some applications for some public space that folks would like to occupy. So that date will be forthcoming shortly. Back to you, four.
504. I'm having my second walkthrough follow-up on October the 22nd at 10 a.m. That's on the Saturday. Also, Jet 2 in Fairway Park Community Teen Center is having a Halloween party on Halloween night from 5 to 8 o'clock. All the kids in the neighborhood are invited.
505.
Yes, I had a very successful meeting with Chief Newsham, Commander Fitzgerald, and the team. It was excellent participation. I mean, I couldn't have scripted a better meeting. The police listened very intently, and citizens actually spoke up and really talked about the issues, and it was a love fest at the end. Chief Newsham struck just the right tone and tenor in listening to and resolving to work to address the issues. We're seeing some improvements. I received another award for the work that I do as a commissioner. I'm very pleased about that. I care deeply about my community. I received 2 past awards from Chief Lanier, numerous awards from the 5th District, U.S. Attorney's Office, and to get another award is just validation that I'm continuing to move in the right direction, and my community supports that. So I'm very pleased by where we're going, and I look forward to the November 8th election to make sure that our country moves in the right direction to support our neighborhood aspirations.
Thank you. 506.
I want to report that the developers for 1167 Warren Street that withdrew their application for their special exception.
507.
Oh, I'd just like to report that we still have some of the same issues in our S&D, but it's been quiet. But bars been open the past month, so that's always good.
Thank you, Commissioners. The next section is community concerns. So this is where we are going to finally stop talking and hand the floor over to members of the community. I have a couple of you already shared some concerns in your particular area. If you have time for, we'd ask you to, again, try to keep it to 1 minute as we have a lot of presenters ready to the house tonight. So if you have a concern you'd like us to be aware of or Mr. Rogers to be aware of, if I can just have a show of hands, we'll take the first 5 folks that we see. All right, seeing none, you'll help us get back on schedule. So next up, Sadie Streeter.
Minus all that talking she's doing.
Okay, so if Ms. Streeter comes, we will come back to her later. Ms. Goggins from DOE, are you here? Okay. All right, well, the next up, Commissioner Lewis, we're going to move on to item number 11, which is an update on the Union Market HDRB application.
Yes.
We'll try and be as quickly as possible. So thank you. I want to thank all the ANC, all the commissioners, particularly Commissioner Lewis, for having us back. We were here last month to talk about the historic designation that's been proposed for Union Market, the Union Market area. Hopefully you can see on the map, the areas outlined in blue are the properties that have been proposed for the designation in the historic district. You know, I think when we presented last month, we were hopefully clear. We are actually very pro designation. We think the historic district makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of benefits that come with it. Our concern really sort of evolves around guidelines or a set of guidelines that get done or get put in place with the designation. So when we came in front of you last month, we asked for your support or for a letter sort of saying that you would withhold your support for the designation until a set of guidelines could be proposed and put in place with the designation. And we requested that you would support a postponement of the hearing, which was scheduled for September 22nd. So thankfully, with your support and a number of other property owners and other group support, they agreed to postpone the hearing until November 3rd. So it's on the agenda now for November 3rd. Unfortunately, it's at 9 a.m. I think on a Thursday, so it's sort of difficult to get to. We were able to bring with us a number of other property owners to the hearing on the 22nd, which they did have, they just didn't take action on anything. And so I think close to 20, there are 32 affected property owners, and I think close to 20 of them went to the hearing, which was great. No one was allowed to speak, which wasn't great, but I think we've made a lot of progress. We've decided to take it upon ourselves to put a set of guidelines together so that come November 3rd, there's actually something to talk about besides just whether it's going to be designated or not. So Sohail has worked extensively on sort of, I'm sorry, we're totally blocking me, the guidelines, and can sort of run through what we're proposing real quickly. Obviously, one of the concerns here is that in DC, historic districts typically tend to be residential neighborhoods, and this is a commercial district. There's one other commercial district in all of DC. It's the downtown CBD. It was designated in the 80s, and it is actually still in litigation because the property owners of the commercial district didn't agree with the designation. So what we're trying to sort of avoid here is that sort of never-ending argument. I think historic designation makes all the sense in the world. So I'll walk you through the guidelines that we think make sense, and then I think the request that we have from you tonight, assuming you guys are in agreement or on board with what we're proposing, is that once again that you withhold your support pending a set of guidelines that get approved with the designation. And so it's basically the same request as we had last time. The only, I think, real difference here tonight is that we've sort of gone the additional effort to try and put some guidelines together so you can understand what we're talking about. So with that.
So just thank you for your time tonight, commissioners. Just a quick background on myself. I'm an architect by training and an urban planner as well. And these guidelines were put together by myself and Emily Ike, a historic preservation expert, and actually worked on the small area plan for Union Market and Florida Avenue. So she knows these buildings like very well. And like Jeff mentioned, we are pro historic preservation and pro designation. We just would like to have guidelines to protect what was in the small area plan, the economic development and the interests of the owners, and just have a community process in general around it. So the guidelines are really split up into two parts. The first is guidelines around the preservation of historic buildings. So the buildings themselves have some distinguishing features. They're in 20-foot bays. There's wooden flagpoles, there are recessed panels, there's a bas-relief sculpture above the windows, And then there are 3 windows that are always 6 by 6 in this pattern. And so that's something we want to keep along with the overhanging bay, because we think that that is a very